whatever, some of them. And then if we hit a nice deck, we'll stop. So Ava is incredibly good. Ava can go at the bottom of S or top of A. I would be tempted to put it top of A. It is so consistent. It is still so scary. It can still roll you. But next format, I think it does drop quite a bit. But we don't know yet. It's only a speculation. Just you have to watch out for this deck because the Obscure are still 2 crits. They never won't be 2 crits. Shoujo has an interesting matchup against it. Going first, it wins almost every time. And then going second, you could still remove the Obscure from the board, meaning they lose 20k shield. In that case, it's extremely good. Oh yeah, while Lev is in the chat, let me just make sure that I see. Yeah, so while Lev is in the chat, I want to talk about an interaction that I encountered. So there was a point where I had Shoujo Doji, and I was against, and this is a complete tangent, but I had Shoujo Doji, and I was against Blackmire, right? I had 4 rear guards on the board. Then he swings, then he activates his skill. So I'm already able to use and I have a PG in my bind zone, right? So Shoujo's skill allows me to suck. And then I get to call a card, but I have to have 4 rear guards because Blackmire gets rid of the 2. He binds them face down. So what happens in the Blackmire Divine skill interaction is that it has an on attack, which is the regular skill. So you bind 4 face down or whatever, and then you get the 2 rear guards to be bound face down. But then, after that, and before the Divine skill, you get a prompt. You actually get a prompt from Kunai and the Vanguard skill and Twincast and all those cards because the Divine skill doesn't activate for some reason until the player passes priority. So in that case, like if you have 4 rear guards and your opponent divines and you have a PG in the bind, you do actually have a window before they turn off your Vanguard skill in order to play that PG. Yes, so as you see, as Lev is saying, so there was a confusion recently in like how good Shoujo is and why I think the Blackmire matchup could be free at times. And the reason that is, yeah, so exactly. So if you see, like the thing I love about Deer Days and the reason I recommend people like check it out really and get used to the mechanics is because you get prompts. It's kind of like Master Duel, but even better. I feel like the prompt generation in Deer Days is better than even in Master Duels like Shining. You just see exactly what you can activate at what times during, and it's all legit. This is how the game works. So I didn't know, for example, does Blackmire turn off my Vanguard skill or, you know, what exactly happens? But just as simple as that, Shoujo can perfect guard Blackmire on their Divine turn, period. And you always have Persona right in hand because of the way that Shoujo works. Keenran recycles, you know, Shoujo back. So that puts Shoujo in like super S right now. Like that's one of its worst, like bad matchup for a shit ton of decks. We have Shoujo just by sheer game mechanics, just good card, like just amazing card. And you have to know this as a Shoujo player. You can't let your Blackmire opponents get away with these free wins. I likely have given my Blackmire opponents free wins because in certain cases, because I didn't set it up properly, where I could have lowered my floor and just turned off their Divine, just like that. You have to play safe if you wanna like go up in rank, and that's the best way to do it. So while Shoujo doesn't look as defensive sometimes, with certain, if you have not enough experience with it, it actually is really defensive because of the way that the timing works out. Let's move on. So I don't know if there's anything else to say here. Nothing here. Nothing here. PBO is C tier. It has a promo, so it's decent, but it's not that impressive. It doesn't output enough damage. It doesn't give enough power to front row. Like you get your Blaster Arc's like max 35 when you call it out on Persona. Nah. So PBO, you do see it by like people who are fans of PBO. Other than that, I believe Alcalibra's in the game. I'm getting like memory loss of if Alcalibra's in the game. I believe it is in the game, but I can't recall because I've played against Alcalibra so much that my memory is like blurring whether it's in the game or not. But I can objectively rank Alcalibra in this environment. Quite strong. I would say probably somewhere around here. Very, very, very strong deck. The Divine Skill is extremely annoying. The power is huge. The restanders are huge. But I don't even know where Alcalibra is in terms of support, because I actually don't see it that often. So I'm not going to rate it too high. I'm going to leave it kind of in the benchmark stage, because it's uncertain for me. Where are we at with Jet? Jet is just a really good stride deck, but not a great stride deck. I don't respect it at all. Like, at all. You could lose to it. Maybe like here. I don't know, maybe this is too disrespectful, but like, yeah, okay, so we're getting already requests of the Isekai variety. So we will have to pivot immediately from Jet. We're going to have to jet off this exact topic, and we're going to have to go directly to Peter himself. Where are you? Where are you, Peter? He's definitely in Keter. Peter in Keter. I'm blind, bro. Look. Ah, the boy. I don't even know if this is the right art. Looks like the right art, because there's obviously two Aldens. Where does he stand? Okay, so if you're literally Peter Griffogila, then he's like here, because like he's still better with Rezael, because oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, then he's here. So he chills there. Where's the right one? Okay. Oh, there's the right one. Okay, so now for real, put this here. Doesn't matter. Never see that deck. This one over here, he is actually extremely good. So if you are the best Alden player in the game, then you can make this deck work. How strong is it? Offensively, the numbers are crazy. Going first, and that's kind of a very good thing to have in your days. You want offensive power going first. Though a lot of these decks will outgrind it, but it's really good actually. So okay, if you're the best player in Deer Days, it's like here. But in terms of Alden, if you're the best Alden player there is, and you know exactly how the deck works and all that, it can actually functionally be here, scraping into A. But actually, it's like here, because there's no one playing it at that level. And I'm pretty sure lower. Lower! Okay. Alright. We're gonna have to disrespect Alden like that. For real, you've never been OTK'd by Alden. You've never been OTK'd by Alden. Especially because I put it right next to you know who. So we'll put all the OTK decks here. We'll just put the like really high OTK power decks. But is it actually worse than Bruce? I don't know. Like it's all kind of a mix. Whether how much you respect it and who's playing this deck. So for now, I'll leave it here. I don't think this is lower. There's no way you could say it's lower. Like it actually has power, but the reason that you think it's high is also because we didn't finish filling up this tier list. So a lot of decks might be over it, though. I think that this deck is definitely over it in power, but it's not seen in the game. So you kind of just de facto have to put him here. And here, I mean, sure, you can do this if you want, but that's not true because he has pretty good support. So this one, maybe like, yeah, bottom C. So then let's say we move on from Alden, because we just established that, yes, it has incredibly good offense, but it's not exactly covering all of its weaknesses with its in-archetype cards, non-in-archetype cards. It has the Keter package, but it doesn't have the survivability to deal with some of these monsters over here. Kind of like the top over here that you see. When you queue into these, also largest is better. I want to see you get large and in charge against Simon's Alden. Like if you can like beat a full Alden full combo wombo combo with Osa Largest, the boy who fetches Persona Ride from deck like a good boy, then fuck it. Okay, you win. I'll switch them. I'll put this here and I'll put this here. But then somebody's gonna be very upset. Let's continue. Trust. We have now established that a fated battle will occur. A fated battle between two decks, both questionable tier. There's no Q, but it's questionable tier. Um, from what I see it's going to be an epic match. Maybe you can film it or something to post it, because like just the aura that will come off of the table. Yeah, yeah, definitely. He protect, he attack, he do a lot of things. Okay, that's all. That's on God. Okay, so next deck. Let's see. I'm like squinting like I need to, but I don't. So, what deck am I disrespecting right now? Alright, next. So yeah, he just chills there. Nirvana is very good. So Nirvana can go probably like well, okay, again, another case of like if you're really good with the deck and you play the right build in the right meta, good. This meta is not great for it, and the next meta is not necessarily great for it, but I think it also deserves a spot because I do see it quite a bit. But I think A is a bit too crowded now. So objectively, you kind of have to push it down. Is it stronger than Alcalibra? Yes. I respect Nirvana more than I respect Alcalibra. I don't know. They're both similar decks, though. One of them has a Divine Skill, so it's kind of hard to say, but this has really good plussing rearguards, like mirrors. Like, which one do you guys think is better, Nirvana or Alcalibra? I don't know, honestly. Like, they seem similar to me. Like, you run Drag Vita, you do 5 attacks sometimes, you have 3 drives sometimes. Pretty similar game plans. I'm going to leave them kind of side by side. They're the bros. They're the Dragon Empire bros that are not up here in scary tier. Easier to pilot. That is a good point. And for that reason, you'll probably see, you'd think you'd see it more. But I think I saw it more previously, and now I see Nirvana more. People are actually bringing Nirvana out more. But true, easier to pilot. I think they're interchangeable. I just feel like you don't see this as much anymore. You really don't. Okay, let's talk about some OTK decks. It's time. It's time, boys. Decks that we have died to. Time. Like, story time. Who have I died to? This bitch. Fuck him. There's definitely a boy here who his favorite deck is this deck. This deck is extremely good as well. Right now, it's going to get worse. So where do I put Maelstrom? Like, it's an OTK deck, so it should go bottom of B. It's probably stronger than these, but not as strong as these. I think this should switch around. No, you don't understand. VJ, you don't understand, bro. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I don't even think this is the right Maelstrom. Do we have the other Maelstrom? Is he here? Is he hemming? Why would you play the other Maelstrom? 5-head. So, I don't see the other Maelstrom. I just see some other cringe cards. So, this is going to be whatever's available in Dear Days 2, which I don't think Glory is available. I don't know if Glory is available. It doesn't really matter. The OTK is there. The lines are there. It's kind of scary. You see it often. That's the problem, bro. You see it. You see it. People play this fucking deck. They go in real life and they're like, damn, wouldn't it be fun to OTK somebody? And then they do it to somebody. That somebody's me. Because I'm a ranked troll. Like, I live on ladder. So, like, eventually I'll see the Maelstrom OTK. And frankly, by sheer representation, it should be above a lot of these decks. So, just to respect the wind. The wind? What do you mean the wind? Want to elaborate for me? What you talking about wind? I know, I want to know about the wind, though. It's pretty wild. That's like in One Piece, that dude who like has wind that always follows him. That's yeah. It's just what it is, bro. Like they carry themselves to victory every time. And the deck that I will put, strangely enough, under that deck, but very annoying deck is this deck. You see the shit out of this deck. No, it's so annoying. There's like this guy or a couple guys, and they're just like playing Petralka. Sacrifice Glassbest deck. We'll talk about that next. I just wanted to put some OTK decks on the board to show you how scary they are in a game that is. It feels like it's out of your control somehow because it's like in the game, like the game decides your RNG, so you feel like you don't have control. And when that's the case, like, you get OTK'd more easily sometimes. Like you just have no out to that, depending on what deck you're playing. So if you're playing certain decks, yeah, if you dodge all the shojos, yeah, true. So I guess we can move on to Sacrifice Glass. Currently gonna sit at there. Honestly, like I don't see it going higher right now. In TCG we have Philia, we have a few other tools. Shoujo is less represented by a lot. There's a lot of differences between this in this meta and this in real life at the current moment. But right now, this is not viable with time considerations. With if you grind in this game right now, let me tell you something. The way you should look at this tier list is that if you're trying to grind, you will get OT'd. The game just works like that. I try to grind. I try to go long distance with my opponents, go to turn 6, whatever. They will OT you. They all have triple drive. This has a bunch of drives. This has a bunch of drives. This has a bunch of drives. This one. Fuck. Like a lot of these have more than 2 drives, is what I'm getting at. So if you run into these most often, eventually you get OT'd, and you're just playing a long game that you're going to get one turn where everything just explodes. And if you see this guy 3 times in a row, because I live on ladder, then you lose. So that, unfortunately, it can't be higher than that. And I don't see it very much, frankly. Let me know the next deck you want a little review. Yes. 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 You are 100% correct about that, my friend. Like, it's just such a bad environment for it to flourish. Funny enough, shoujo gets slightly worse, but I do not see it getting less represented in the upcoming set. So you're going to see it maintain a very strong position. So currently, it's a very bad environment for Glass to be in. Though in real life, in other matchups, it is not as bad. Currently, right now, we're in a tough spot. Any other decks that I've seen on ladder? I mean, Barrow. Barrow is just cute. Like, can OTK you again? So let's put it with the OTK decks. I don't see it as much as these two, so I cannot put it above. But I can put it above the rest because it is objectively stronger. It actually can clap you. Virgilla is just not played. As far as I'm concerned, Virgilla pre the new Virgilla is somewhere better than Glass. It's not better than these decks. No. It's not even D. No. It's right there. It's right above PBO. So Virgil James is right above PBO. Like, and right under Magnolia, funnily enough. So Glass tier. Yeah, no, Virgilla is not impressive. It doesn't do any. There's so many Dragon Empire decks above this thing. Like this. I play these any day over Virgilla. I think that like after we get the support, it's actually a yeah. So I was afraid of this. I was afraid. He has come. We're cooked, boys. We actually don't know. I don't know about the strength. Maybe like if you're the best Spino player of all time, then sure you can put it up and we can have a discussion. But objectively, for the sins of not doing anything better than the decks above it, it must be here. But it can be on top of also largest. Because I mean, what does this thing even do? Yeah, and then Eugene gets bottom because he just says like your opponent activates ladder. That's what this card says. Ban. I need to get mods. Simon sent me a pic of the scene. Yo, I think this tier list is like exactly for now how I pictured your days. Like, it also kind of reflects certain respect I have for certain decks. Yo, that's we're not gonna ban him. He could even be a mod, and then you're all fucked, and then he pops you like a baby, just poof, out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, like he can like mid-stream change all of your names to different flavors of engorge. He's just gonna like say engorge 1, engorge 2, like gauge 3, like Sybil Tachi. Damn. So I guess we just casually just ignore that we put this here and move on. That it's not better than the pick. But yeah, if you download, pop your whole board, it goes back. Why did I read that in your voice? In my mind, I was like, yo, I can imagine. Very vivid. Very vivid. So like, anything, yeah, okay, fuck. All right, next deck that I actually see. Oh, they're like right next to each other actually. So the first deck I actually see in ladder is this bitch. So like Dayusha, he's gonna go like respectfully. It's pretty good. What did he say? Dayusha's really good, yeah. In the superior ride mechanic, I mean, objectively, it's not stronger than El Lima, but we've already gone through this. Like, El Lima does not have the time. He does not have the time. You know what I'm saying? But Dayusha has some time. Actually, he's so fast that he's a grade 3 on turn 2. So I would put him pretty strong. I would put him right under there, honestly. Like, if you think about it, Dayusha is a Vanguard multi-attack deck, in essence. But it is fast. It is actually fast. It actually has an advantage. You win the die roll, you send your opponent first. You can send stride decks first. The ability to recruit units from bases. Yeah, so it has a nice consistency to it. It has a nice power to it. And the pressure for Shoujo specifically, I call it a very good Shoujo counter. Because you give Shoujo everything it wants, but then you take it away. Because you just say like, okay, you can go first, but I'm going to be on grade 3 when you're on grade 2. So actually, I go first. And that just basically tells Shoujo like, yeah, well, you're going to have to take a grade 3 turn with your grade 2 hand. It's doable. Very doable. But actually, Shoujo's not built to deal with this kind of attack pattern. It's built to deal with like more multi-attacks. So it actually is very well positioned in the meta. And of course, stride decks are definitely in the meta. So sending decks first is not so bad. Like you're going to give them a fake sense of confidence that they're going first. And then you're going to superior ride, and all of a sudden, their hand is not looking so good because they thought they had an extra turn. Especially if they're not experienced against Dayusha. So, game stealer. Like, just like in Premium, when you go Unibird, game stealer. Like, just feels like incredibly fast. So I put respect on that. If a hateful cat is in the chat, that rhymed for no reason. But if he's here, then I have this deck right here that I have to put respect on. I would put it for now, like representation, it's actually not that represented, but it is objectively strong. I think I'll put it in A. It's too strong not to put in A. Like, if you don't know how to play against Welstra, you lose. Like, if you don't understand how the ping like the flow works with the ping and everything, like you're getting ping to damage. If you don't get the flow, then it's not going to be a good game for you. You're going to get rolled. And it's pretty close to full power, if not full power in the game, so there's no question that it's strong. It's probably stronger than everything under it, to be frank. But actually, it's funny, because Dayusha you see more. But this is, probably just stronger. Yeah. I don't see a lot of these other decks in Standard at all. Trident Dragon. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, we actually do see some Narukami in Vermilion. I would say it lives somewhere in C. Probably more seen than these decks. Probably stronger than these right now. Bath or Medes. Like, honestly, it's like a question of how bad is it? It's this thing, right? I'm pretty sure it's this thing. It's this thing that is six themed. I'm just going off the dome, but I think it's this thing. If it's this, it's incredible. Like the biggest gimmick in the game. Like so unreal. It's like if Elgid Lima's like ugly cousin. Yeah, no, it's just no. It's not. Favrenil is a deck you can talk about, but it's not incredibly good. It's a worse Overlord for all intents and purposes at the moment. So we're gonna put it like. This is an old Favrenil, by the way. It's probably better than PBO if you think about it. If you really squint, it's better than PBO. What are we dealing with next? So we got Flaggy Boy. I mean, the deck is just disappointing. You know, like sometimes you read Flagberg and you realize that it doesn't do anything, and you're like, why? And it's not Flagberg that doesn't do anything. Like you think it does a lot because it has a bunch of text, but it's one effect where it should have like 7 effects nowadays. But to be fair, it's a set 3 Vanguard, so we're not expecting a lot. How strong is it? Like here again, like middling as hell. I would say like you see PBO even more than Flagberg, so I can't even put it above PBO. But he's the boy. Don't get it twisted. But there's a better Aquaforce deck out there. I shit when I see this Aquaforce deck because I actually might die. Whereas Flaggy Boy just doesn't do enough. All your rear guards say restand. Other rear guards say draw 2 and restand. Like, it's not fair. So, I wouldn't put it much higher than that. There's really not a lot of crazy... Levidras right now, so let's talk about Levidras right now, is a fine deck. It's pretty okay. Before the Imperio, it's like fine. It does damage. It has good tools. I think it has Anatogaster, so it's doing pretty cool things. If you heal every turn with Anatogaster stacking, then you're just good. So that's that. I would say this is Liashafel. Liashafel, a good deck. A good deck. I'd put it in B. Not lower than B. But like right there because like it does have a divine skill, but the offense actually can be very underwhelming. You have to do a lot of work. I've seen a cool build lately that, or maybe it's always been that way, but you give the, yeah, we're going to talk about that deck. We're going to talk about that deck. That's a really good recommendation, like a really good shout out. So right now, Liashfell is just, like if you give 10k to the rear with a grade 3, with a grade 1, like you call it, you give it 10k to the rear that restands, you're doing something, but other decks are just doing it so much better. So much better. Michu. Michu is... There's a lot of lyrical decks we can talk about, or just a few important ones. This one, right. Michu. So Michu is going to be probably here. Yeah, I think it's right there. Maybe even representation-wise... yeah, I have to put it there because it's so strong. It's so strong. It sends things first. It does 4 drives. It sends things second. It does 3 drives. It does a lot of power. It's very hard to guard against the deck, but ultimately, it's not as represented as these decks. It's not as scary as these decks. It could be equally on par to some of them in A tier, but I think there's a clear line between Michu and the decks above at the current format in how they fare into a lot of matchups. But that's because I've played quite a bit against Michu with Shoujo. It's like Chaos, but it draws cards. Yes. It's like, well, Chaos also has its ceiling, I think, that Michu doesn't reach. So what I mean by that is like double Quenlu 5 attack with multiple with big power is something that Michu just simply does not do. But so you can OTK with Chaos, and in fact, if we want to put Chaos in the list, we would put it with the rest of the OTK decks, just a little bit lower because no one knows how to play this deck well. So I would put it with the OTK decks, but like really low in B, like extremely low, and maybe even lower, like representation wise. Again, nobody plays it, so we're just gonna put it there. But in theory, double Quenlu 5 attack is game. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like not many people can survive that. But then you get clapped on the follow up. So just for the glass cannon, like this is more glass cannon than these. So I would have to lower it down. But still, strong deck. We were talking about Michu. Michu, yeah, we're replacing it there. It's scary. You see it load up. You have to get on your A game. Pretty much just as much as the decks right around it. But I think Blackmire is specifically more scary. I'm more scared of Blackmire than I am of Michu. But we like the 4 attack with 4 drives. That's pretty kind of crazy actually. Woods tier. I'm gonna put it. The card says on hit. That's all I have to say. This loses to ladder, so that's the only reason that this is higher than these. It's because this loses to ladder, and this is ass, and this is baff or meaties. So yeah, like that's trash tier. Anything else? Yeah, let's see a lyrical. So let's go with one menace of the format. Pretty sure this is the one. It's like Sharmut or something. Yeah, Sharmut. How strong is it? Not very represented, but very strong. High power columns. I don't know exactly where to place it. Like if it was played more, yeah, but I think it's actually stronger than like Overlord. Funny enough, I think a good player who's good at doing this, Valnut, is a very good Sharmut player. So I'm gonna leave it there. What else? This is actually surprisingly bad. So I'm gonna put this here. Maybe like to respect also largest, but it doesn't have an on hit, so I'll leave it there. Prism. This is just we don't care about the effects of Prism anymore, but its raw powers there, just not played. Less than Lieshafel even. So for now that stays there. Does 5 attacks, bounces cards back to hand, but it's completely fake hand. Like Shoujo rips through this deck so fast because even if it has like PG, 5k, 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 15k, 15k, like you're dead because I'm ripping a card, I'm doing a bunch of attacks, your PGs are useless, and then you have no more pieces. It's 2-piece reliant, the hand is completely fake. The fact that you bounce cards back to hand is trivial in this game, in this current format. What else in lyrical? We're on a girl train. Where my girls at? Type F and type moom in the chat if you're part of them. So I'm gonna go with Kyrie. Kyrie right now is a very solid going second deck. Yeah, I talked about Prism. Right here. I don't know if you saw that. Brief discussion about Prism, how it doesn't have any advantages in this current format because bouncing cards back to your hand is fake. It's a fake hand. So against like current decks like Shoujo, you're essentially saying like, let's imagine the hand. It's like you just bounced everything back. It's like 5k, 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 5k. Then all your triggers, so 15k, 15k, 50k, and then 2 PGs, let's say. That's not a good hand to get Shoujo because I rip a card and then I go poke, 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 and then all of a sudden you're left with 4 cards and you have no more pieces. So you have to like choose, do I want to empty my hand, take all this damage, or lose my pieces? So currently, it's not well positioned. It was best positioned against Nui, but Nui is undeniable at the moment. So there's nothing to be done there. Except for ladder, of course. If you run ladder, sure, all of these decks can beat Nui in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, so Kyrie is not that low. It's definitely good. I would say it's scary, actually. Funny enough. If you lose the die roll and your opponent, you know your opponent has Kyrie and you send them first, they actually don't do much. It's not that strong going first. but it so commonly goes second and it's so strong going second that I'm tempted to just leave it here, if not higher, because I have seen this deck around. But for now, I think I'll leave it in B because like the decks on top are quite a bit stronger and well positioned at the moment as well. I don't know if any of these are really worth talking about. Sure, this is fine. I mean, we could talk about this. This deck is like, it's like top of C maybe. It can steal games, but I think the decks above are extremely well positioned to have a double PG. Maybe like you can beat these OTK decks individually because it's kind of beefy. If it goes first, it can draw a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I don't put a lot of respect on Chris Rain, but I can see it stealing games. I just don't feel the need to put it higher. It's just fine. It's just fine. Like, it's not great in any way. It can steal games. That's about it. What else? So these are all the collabs, so we're not even looking at those. I think I've played against this deck. It's quite strong. It's quite strong. Like, yeah, it has like plant synergies. I would say like funny enough, like something like this at the current moment. Like, it's not bad. It's playable. Bruh, that is the goated call out of all time. Yes, in fact. Do we have garlic? I cannot wait to be, like informed about the lingo that I'm not aware of. Because what fucking garlic are you referring to, bro? What? All I know is drunken ninjas. All I know is drunken ninjas. Oh, it's a rear guard. Well, I could check. I can open up Deer Days too, but it sounds like we have it because I feel like I played against a plan deck the other day and it had it. Honestly, like, whether we have it or not, the deck is not represented in any way, shape, or form. Other decks above it are definitely more represented and have a better advantages to be played, especially in this meta. One advantage is that if you're playing plants mostly, then Shoujo is not controlling you in any significant way. But it doesn't matter because you just don't have the defense to keep up with all these. Defense is incredibly important, but offense, you have to be explosive as well. Not that now we're really picking out to see if we have anything worth mentioning. I saw this the other day, so like I have to. But oh my god, it couldn't be worse positioned. It couldn't be worse positioned because you have, like, I saw the guy cry. Like, I saw him through the screen cry because I popped his gauge token with my shoujo. Okay, but you know what? It's fine to place this here just because of sheer power and because set 5 is coming out in like a few weeks or max a month. So as far as I remember, I thought it was like June 26th that we're getting set 5. So this deck is so badly positioned. It's not actually that objectively bad. But it does 4 attacks with some decent numbers. Just the shoujo matchup is just so bad. So like, you can't do nothing with it. Ezel, I do see sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like a worse Dayusha in like every way. I think that like it's not B, and I don't give it that much respect honestly, but I think it's here. Like, it's an okay deck. It has some decent support. I think it's like very redundant deck that doesn't do that much. It doesn't pop off later that much, and it's very basic and easy to play around. So we're putting it down here. Anything else I want to mention before moving on? I mean, this is just whatever. Okay. I think this is... I can't tell which one's Rotovisor anymore. Not worth mentioning. Stoyurja's a deck. I almost lost to Stoyurja the other day. So, I think I'm going to put it, based on representation, here. Because it's actually represented. And it's decently strong. Decently strong. The stunning ability is actually, if you're not ready for the stun, Stoyurja becomes very annoying. Very, very annoying. Unica? Baiko? I'm pretty sure you have Baiko in the game. if not just all Unica variants, to me, honestly, to me, are the same strength. Like Masquez, Unica, just the Unica card pool to me has a very like underlying strength to it of how much damage it outputs and how much advantage it gains and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just place it in a respectable spot. I think like above Chris Rain for representation, honestly. Greedon is a deck that is not represented, unfortunately. Greedon is not a deck we can say it is represented. Yeah. 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 100%. 100% I agree. And it doesn't matter what you do with the card pool because of that ceiling. Like you can do whatever you want. It always boils down to like the deck always does the same thing. Pushes out very similar amounts of damage. Wait, I just placed that. So Greedon, we're gonna place Greedon. It's a worse Elgid Lima, honestly. But like it's better than other decks. But I don't know if I can put it higher than this. Yeah, I'll leave Greedon there because just it has a very good game plan. It can go second very well. I quite like Greedon, but it is not represented, so we can't put it higher than that. Archite, definitely talk about Archite because is it just another worse deck of another deck? Yes, it is a worse deck of another deck. I have played against it, especially Dear Days 1, if I recall. But I don't recall. So it's just not that represented. I would say, is it stronger than... Yeah, it's stronger than Unica. Or it's roughly on the same level as Unica. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's where it belongs. Is it... Are we really saying that some of these decks are stronger than... Like, it's not stronger than these decks. Like, these decks are still good. Like, grade 4 decks are... The grade 4 turn is good, but the fact of representation matters so much. This is what you will see. This is what I will queue into in, like, relative proportions. And I'm queuing into them in relative proportions because they're strong, objectively, and they're good into the meta. So Archite, unfortunately, doesn't fit that high of it, but it technically fits it better than these stupid grade 4 decks because they don't do anything that good. Like, if you're going to play grade 4 deck that does superior red bullshit, play Kyrie, honestly. Like, Kyrie has crazy numbers, decent draw, well-balanced deck, a lot of different cards you can play in it. So, that's that. Liel, definitely see some Liel. A divine skill user. That if you have, yeah. Is it better than Leashafel? I would say they're roughly equal. By sheer representation, I would say I see Leashafel probably more, if I recall correctly. But they're interchangeable. They're not as strong as like Alden and stuff. Honestly, Alden is stronger than Liel for sure. Sarabsel. So bad. Like, so bad. Hexorb, fan favorite, one of the favorites of mine. I'm gonna place it relatively low because I've actually tested this deck. Yeah, it goes actually right there because it is stronger than Archite and stuff, but it is not stronger than Greedon right now and all these other decks above it. It is simply... It doesn't do the ceiling seems high, but the first two attacks are really weak, and I think it just doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough. It hasn't gotten significant upgrades. You can do things like play Dog. You can do things like, run a bunch of the new support that stacks deck, and you can do a lot of cool things with Keter in general. But at the end of the day, it's not fast enough. There's no way you can ride into Aquamarine right away unless we get a Persona ride out of nowhere. So I'm really sad that it's not better. I've gone full combo with it and not killed, like, even decks from a couple sets ago. So it was just sad, man. It's still strong. You can still win games. This goes here. Orphist Mask, if played by a very hateful cat, is a strong deck. Objectively... I'm gonna put it in C tier. I don't know. What do you think about Orphis Mask? Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I feel like if I saw Chaos, I'd shit a brick if I was gonna get OTK, but Orphis Mask I wouldn't. Standard Katrina Pog indeed. Standard Katrina. I understand what you're saying. And the cool thing is that Elevate taught me is that like you can go first and still mask up. And that's just a really cool play that I think is like offensively viable in this kind of meta where you do the same thing, you go second as you go first, and it's roughly the same advantage because your opponent's on grade 2. Like, I don't think I see it as much as Archite. I mean, as much as Unica. But, like, it's actually good. It's just slept on. I'll say for the average player, it's kind of not good. So I might put it, like, here. I'll put it there for now. It doesn't really matter. You don't see the deck. Next. Thicria. I'll put it strictly... Oh, it's stronger than that. It's stronger than that. It's stronger than that. It's stronger than that. It's right there. I would say Thegria like falls kind of under these. Maybe it's stronger than Virgilla. Yeah. But is it stronger? Yeah, I mean it is. I think it's actually right here. It's actually creeping up a bit because like I've seen the. Do you know? Just roll a d20 when you're playing. Yes. Well, actually, I lose the dice roll religiously, so I might have to use that. I might have to start pulling some shenanigans. Because this ain't it, bro. Like, losing the die roll this hard. And it's rock, paper, scissors in Deer Days, which is just even worse. Because, like, you think you're metagaming, and then you just lose 10 in a row of, like, rock, paper, scissors. Makes your life so much harder to climb. Gravidia is ass tier, but not that ass tier. It's not as deniable as these, so... Yeah, right there. Okay, that's... We're getting close. I think this is Roto, but Roto, I mean, just not good either. There. And Roroa, the old Roroa, I'm pretty sure is what we have. Ah! What are you whatting about? Because I feel like I just touched a few of your decks. Roroa could go here. Yeah. I respect Roroa. Roroa is really strong. It actually has like crazy multi-attack potential that you can't even see because the multi-attack's from the hand. Sometimes you don't even know it's coming. You don't know if they have it. It's like you better have it, but they always have it. So Roro is actually strong. Has a very good early game. Plays with tokens, so like it doesn't care about losing its board to Shoujo. Just the raw power of it is slightly under what you want. It kind of suffers the same thing as Hex Orb, with even less of upside that you can't even stack your deck like Hex Orb does. So, nah. But it's fast. It's not that slow, actually, for the early game that it has. Peak or Fist Core Buyer. But at the same time, that's fine because this isn't Deer Days, right? This is for Deer Days 2. I'm about Deer Days 2 right here. This is what I'm going to see. I'm going to queue up, and we're going to see this. This is exactly what's going to happen. Without question. Without question. So we're getting pretty much through everything. The rest are not even on my mind at the moment. Like, I don't even... Oh, yeah, Tamayura. Sure, we can talk about Tamayura. Tamayura is like a decent deck. A lot of these glitters end up next to each other because I think they were designed around the same time. And the support was also designed around the same time. So I feel like, for Tamayura's case, suffers really badly as being a worse version of other decks. Strictly a worse shoujo deck. Like, when I see Tamayura play Tsuki Odachi, I'm like, how could you do this so bad? You don't have Ogijishi. Ogijishi. So, yeah. Like, Tamayura, probably there. I'm already crashing out. Willista's a deck, but, like, it's not a good deck. But it's a deck. Yeah, right there. Better than PBO. PBO seems to be, like, a really weird benchmark where I, like, say like, okay, this is better than PBO or this is better than PBO. And PBO is just a strictly worse Bastion Accord, if you think about it. It's like a way worse Bastion Accord. Way less ceiling. I'm tempted to put Catgirl in, but she's not played. Lutetia? Insane deck. Actually insane deck. Probably stronger than this. Stronger than Leishfell, in my opinion. I actually respect Letitia's way too much. Like, it's better Overlord. Like, for real. Like, it's actually better Overlord. Let's not cap. Letitia's better Overlord. Though I really don't feel comfortable putting it here. So I'm going to put the OTK decks in front because frankly, it's not seen as much, but it is technically better Overlord. So yeah, Overlord just loses its positioning because OTK decks just win positioning on it. They're better in this format because of what you're playing against. Sibylt is better. Yeah, like a lot of newer cards are friggin' better. I can't speak on them at the moment. That feels like we're about done. Like this is effectively what shows up. I'm trying to think of another deck that shows up here that I don't see, but I do not see one that shows up. Okay, there's no Mushi. Nope. Okay, effectively this is your tier list. Now, when we're done a tier list, every time you want to reevaluate what you said, because what you said in the beginning was in context of the beginning, and now that we have the whole tier list, we have to like maybe reorganize. But I kind of really like how I split it up here. I just randomly, it feels like the distribution makes a lot of sense. You only see decks usually that are worth playing. So B and A have like the majority of the pile. S is very few because they're so slightly better than the other decks, or better positioned than the other decks. So there's just a handful of S's, and I don't love necessarily just putting 1 or 2 S. I feel like that's not putting enough respect on certain decks that can actually clap you at any moment, which is the nature of Vanguard. So, and C and D, the reason that you don't have a huge proportion of decks here is because people don't bring decks that aren't that good. So while you will potentially see these decks, they just aren't that good. So yeah, if you want, take a screenshot. This is the current Dear Days tier list. I'm going to go one by one quickly. I think this is pretty accurate. This is accurate. Impaldio is better positioned than Drajult for sure. Fennel is more represented than Welstra. Funny enough, I put a lot of respect on Fennel. Kyrie is at the top of B. Is Kyrie the best deck in B? Is the question. So when I'm looking at B, what is the best deck that I see here? So Bastion seems to actually be really good, but I don't want to give it too much respect. This is a stride deck, so it gets its spot. I don't know. Do you guys see something that's just wrong? Like that just like you see it and you're like, I can't believe this. Not like necessarily something that's too low also, but also what do you think is too high? What do you think I respect way too much? Because like that's possible that I have a lot of respect based on my experience and exposure, but that you guys don't think is fair to give that deck that spot. So I don't know. Looks pretty clean. So the meta is dominated by, it seems to be dominated by Dragon Empire at the very top tier. Funny enough, Shoujo is S tier in my opinion, but actually I'm the only player in the top 50 piloting Shoujo at the current moment. So that's a bit weird. I honestly don't understand people getting off of Shoujo for the moment. It kind of perplexes me because it's so good. Maybe people are playing other decks that are just well positioned against it. But ultimately, the meta is dominated a lot by these decks that you see on top here. But I would say, honestly, it's funny, but you see a lot of B tier decks when you grind. So you see a lot of like Bastions, Dayushas, random decks like Youthberg, and you roll them so hard because S is so far above B. So what's funny is that you actually see a lot of B, you see a good amount of S, and a good amount of A. And that's what I expect, but the fact that you see a good amount of S and good amount of A together, S and A is pretty frequently that you see these decks. Now, this is preset 5. We get the Destined Kings, meaning Rakshasha, for example. And the problem with Shoujo is that it has a bad matchup into one of the kings. So let's reorganize this. The next best deck in the game, to me, is going to be Levidras. That is, King Imperio is the best deck in the game, followed by Rezile Vita. Now this is the king format, everybody knows. You can switch these however way you want. The reason I'm putting them like this is because I'm a freaking Levi-Dras player. And I think that having a good Shoujo matchup specifically is just really nice. Now, when Varga comes out as well, I might have to group this here. So this goes up tremendously. Varga grows up because Rakshasha is just super strong. And Shoujo, you'll see that Shoujo will just lose representation. People will stop playing it, especially because there's no increase in Izasao. It's going to be one Izasao. So for a while, people are going to be disrespecting Shoujo. It might even drop, even though it's an artificial drop. So I'm going to place a couple more decks later, but I want to talk about these three right here. So what does Levi-Dras King Imperio do that the previous Levi-Dras did not? What it does essentially is that it gives you extra Infinity Eyes markers, and the deck just runs a lot smoother. Whereas before, it felt like you had to work a lot harder to get a higher ceiling. Whereas right now, you feel like your floor is pretty good, and if you see the right combo pieces, you're gonna pop off, and you're hitting for 70k sometimes. So this kind of like increase in the power level, increase in the consistency, increase in the speed, the whole game is now revolving around that. In the future, I think that Jet is just not that great. I don't know, like, what deck do you put it above? Like, where do you slot it in exactly? Because I died to Bastion Accord, but I didn't die to Jet. Just like, it's not very well positioned right now. You have so many other Stride decks that you'd rather play. You have this one at least. So you don't want to play Jet. Objective Strength, it's a worse grade going second deck than Kyrie. Kyrie's a better going second deck than Jet. And then this one, and this one all have a better going first game. So it kind of finds its position by virtue of the way that it works. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not because Jet isn't strong in theory. It's because all the other decks either are better going second and have it going first, or just they're better positioned. So I don't know exactly where I'd bump it up. Let's say if you really want to respect Jet, you'd put it like top of B, because then you'd argue like, you know, you're making Jet better than Kyrie. But in my experience, actually Jet's really badly positioned, like really bad. If Accord goes first against it even, you know, and then drops a Prime, sometimes it won't even be able to guard. Maybe like this, and then yeah, and then Alk can go down. Alcalibra maybe can go down a bit. Maybe like that makes more sense. So it gets bumped up a little bit. Yeah, but we're kind of mixing up tiers here and there because things change with respect to the set 5. So what I said before, it was roughly accurate to the representation of decks. But now that we're going to go in a few weeks into a new set, I expect to see this. I expect to see this. I expect to see this. These decks are going to be really highly represented. And Shoujo is going to drop by virtue of its matchup against Levi-Dras. Still really strong, but tough. Very tough. Prison can do really well into Levi-Dras, bumping it up a lot. Prison becomes one of the better decks in the game. And into Vita. I think Luard goes down a bit in these metas. I think it'll be like top of A. And I think that Nui also goes top of A. Because these going first metas are just too fast. I won't bump Shoujo to A because going first, it can roll anyone. Anyone in the game, it can roll going first. So I think that, like, for that very reason, it has the advantage over the Stride deck still of having an incredible going first game. But Prison is definitely better positioned than Shoujo in this exact meta that's coming up. Varga is undeniable now, and that's a huge problem. That makes it one of the best decks in the game by virtue of there's no way you can, like, actively guard against it with a lot of different decks in an efficient way so that they are less advantaged than you, if you know what I'm saying, because they're guaranteeing Divine. That's a lot of pressure. Like, if you've ever played against it, he is in the Riz tier technically because Jet in the Riz tier? Jet in the wrist here. Yeah, I don't know. Like really, as a Jet player, as somebody who's played against Jet, as how much I see it, the decks above it are scarier. But it's a stride deck, so it can scale. That's the only thing I can say about it right now. Yeah, the stride decks fall down in the next format. They're not as favorable. It's not. It's simply not a going second format. You can also say that because it's a going first format, you're going to be sent going second more, but you're not happy with that. You're not happy going second against any of these, and this is better position, and this is better position in any way, because you actually have a good line before these guys set up their broken effects. This guy's going to set up his markers. This guy's going to set up his divine faster. So, yeah, I would say there, regular Rezile gets deleted from the format, because why would you ever? I would imagine that, like, I'm just going to put it here symbolically, but you will never see it again. Impaldio still has an excellent matchup, so I'm going to leave it exactly where it is against these decks, because it just scales really well. Also, I believe we're getting Odium, if I'm not mistaken. Where is she? Yeah, so I think we're getting Odium in set 5, if I'm not mistaken, or 4, or whatever. Really good deck. I would put it... I know there's some people call it fraud tier, but I will put it probably here. Like sheer, like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. Like Odium is incredibly strong. I'm hard pressed not to put it above the stride decks actually, but then I'd have to move like Ava up probably. But Ava's not objectively stronger than the stride decks, so it's kind of complicated. The A tier, I think after this set, you can kind of mix them up because we don't know the representations yet. But yeah, that's roughly the power level. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, that's basically it. We're getting like very strong decks that will shake up the meta. Zorga, funnily enough, is still decent, but not as good, because Shoujo goes down, so everything that loses to Shoujo goes up. Yes, Levy's early game is extremely bad, but there's a reason that when Levy Imperial came out, that it was the best deck in the game, because it doesn't matter that if your early game is bad, you take damage, you're just going to heal with Amatogaster anyways. You're going to stack OT. Your columns are 71k. Yes, Levy's early is extremely bad, which is why you could do this. But that's it, in my opinion. Like, that's all you can do if you want to argue early is what's important. I don't know. I'd rather take Levy. I will be playing Levy when it comes out, and not Vita. So I definitely respect Levy a lot more. I'm more scared of Levy than I am, just because it doesn't have an early game. It's still going to be pretty strong, if not the strongest deck in the game. So Ava, I think, cannot grind with Rezile, so I cannot put it higher. I don't think this can really grind with Rezile. I think this is actually much better positioned. Leonore becomes much better positioned later on as a more OTK style deck. In fact, I think it's better positioned than the Stride decks in that format. Funny enough, like when you used to see Leonore in that format, it was actually really strong. But I think it's badly positioned into weird decks like Zorga, and it just gets like crashed out sometimes. Yeah, so we're gonna have to move some stuff. I think by representation, but by it being a new deck, we're gonna see Odium way more. And I feel like Fennel's gonna drop down. I feel like Fennel's gonna drop down after. Interesting. So you put Youth above. I can agree with that. I can agree. It depends also what support you're talking about, but I put a lot of respect on Youth, so I put it high, but because it can clap early. So yeah, you can put Jet above Youth for sure. You could put Fennel above Youth too. Like that. I think Fennel drops down, you won't see it anymore. These decks you will see. I think Jejul drops down, but not that much. Like, still really strong. And then I would say Welstra. I feel like Zorga will drop down just by sheer representation to... Like, it's funny how the tiers change so much. But yeah, probably something like that. Welstra will also fall. somewhere here. And these guys, this Kyrie, yeah, everything just gets demoted. It seems like I'm kind of just like squishing it down. Yep, yeah, I'm squishing it down because all of these decks. I would keep Michu in A. Michu is the definitive A line for me after the King comes out. You can debate that with me if you want. And I think Blackmire is pretty well positioned, so I'll leave him here because he deletes the skills of the Vanguard. And if your opponent doesn't see the Persona Ride or the Vita, that could be pretty detrimental. If you turn off Divine Skill, goes even higher because of that probably. Way higher than Ava in that case. But raw strength Ava is still so good. So yeah, I would say that that's about what we're looking at for post. Like, you can rearrange the Bs however you want. Ultimately, I'm happy with this list. I think that it accurately represents what we're going to be seeing next format in terms of power, at least. We're going to be seeing decks that are extremely well positioned, extremely strong into most decks in the format. Prison obviously needs a good Prison player, but, you know, assuming they're a good Prison player, it's really good into Levy. In fact, I've seen very good players lose to Prison because it just has that good of a matchup when played correctly. And Leonorn can steal games like crazy in that meta. I remember it just had like a resurgence of Leonorn out of nowhere, really. And all these decks just stay strong. It's possible that MLB will go down, but I respect MLB way too much right now. So yeah, that's it. That's the tier list. Thus concludes the first part of the stream. We made it. We made it after the first part, and it was roughly an hour. So we're going to open up some Deer Days. Open up some Deer Days. I think you've heard enough of me talking abstractly. Now we will put it into practice and see, like, you know, as you play, your idea of the meta changes. So let's turn off this and put this. And now we enter the game. Do you want to play a little game? They said, creepily. Let me just minimize this. So I'm gonna just I'm just gonna refresh the stream. Yeah, sorry, just refreshing the stream. And okay, cool, we're good. So I'm gonna enter the game in a sec, but I just need to get a glass of water. So give me like 10 seconds. Let me just see if yeah, OBS is running good. So I'll be back. Shut up. I got it. We got bottles. Popping bottles. Let's enter the best game. The best. We're gonna make it known. That's the goal. That's the goal here. We want to get the game known, expose it as much as possible. Yeah, on my end, it looks like there's a stream delay, but I don't know if that's the case for real. So hopefully that's not too much of a delay. Let's go for some. I said in my announcement of the stream that I would do some deck building. A to S? Talking about A to S? Sorry if it's delayed, but I just saw the comment about A to S, so I'm going to reply to it now. So yeah, just like on the comment of Welstra, you know, it's extremely hard to pilot, and I think that like it's strong, but it's not as represented as some other decks. For that reason, I didn't rate it as high, and it actually gets support in the future, which will make it stronger, but like in the very far future. So, like I said on the announcement, I really wanted to go through some deck building or deck lists, let's say. So, one deck that I really want to play, and maybe I'll get to play some today, is going to be a deck that I truly rate high in this current format, and that's MLB. So as you see, I got a pretty fully maxed out MLB here. It has a few supports in here that are quite strong, and there's a few different ways to build MLB. If we see here, we actually run Blaster Blade the Vanguard in the ride line. This is because this is like the most important part of the deck. This gives a base increase to your Vanguard's power, so we want to guarantee that and play a bit more of a grind game in this current format. And also, we run 3 in the main deck, so that makes 4 total, and we can superior ride. Yeah, Vinby Puck is a very good previous top 50 player, insanely good player, and yes, good players can play Welstra correctly, but in this current format, it's actually not well positioned into certain other decks. It wants to go first a lot. It loses sometimes when it goes second out of absolutely nowhere. So I do not put respect on Welstra if my opponent is not exactly one person. Then I know. Every other Welstra player is, and maybe even Vinby Puck, other than that, is very likely. So let's talk about this MLB list that I want to play. I'm going to get some warm-up games with Shoujo, I think, first, but I do want to like show off this list at least to see what's like meta nowadays for MLB. And what our capabilities before the next format, essentially. We have over here a list comprising of kind of a lot of cyclers, I would say. Like we have 2 Spiral Cutie, also for the late game in order to get her effect. And we have 4 Biscotti. This is going to allow us to draw enough cards to survive the early game. And then we have Blaster Blade the Vanguard in the Soul, also for the early game. A big advantage of this deck is it has Mass Retire, like Blaster Blade the Vanguard retires for Energy Blast 3. The Vanguard retires when it sucks a Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade retires. Blaster Dark retires. A lot of different retires. So we like that. It has that same aspect of really good decks in the game where you have Mass Retire, but you also have decent output in terms of power. And this thing has 4 drives. Don't forget. For that reason, we want to run the most heals we can with the purple OT. I'm going to be healing quite a bit with that, and then we run only 2 of the dog, which is actually a dragon, but we're going to call it a dog because, I mean, look at the thing. Come on. It's an ordeal dog. So this thing is good. We do want to get it early, but our deck would rather... We get so many blasters anyways that we'd actually rather run cyclers. So we run cyclers instead. But we do like 2. And then Cordelia, I kind of teeter between 3 and 4 because you hate when you don't see it, but you sometimes don't even need it. So she's just good to have. And I kind of keep her there at 3 copies. Yeah, that's it. To twin cast for now, no really reason to do anything else because you don't have a board. There's no point of playing ladder. You don't have good grade 3s to call. There's no point of playing forward at all. Like, there's a solid discard, solid card to have in the deck. And we run 8 crits and 3 fronts. So that deck I wanted to play today. Of course, like I don't like to lose rank and I do lose rank when I'm not confident with a deck. So for now, we're going to be busting it with the Shojin. So Shojin, of course, if you weren't here in my last Shoj Fest, the build is 1 Izasao right now. We are restricted to having only 1. We are running of note 2 Defensing Roars, so like that's a crazy card when you draw OT. Turns a bad hand into an amazing hand. And then we run Caliran because there's actually not that much to protect against at the current moment. You could run Ladder to protect against Blackmire, so that you can do it with 2 rear guards instead of 4. But I quite like Caliburn. It saves me in like game states where I'm losing sometimes, and when I need a piece, I kind of dig for it. So I kind of like it. We run draw triggers even though we run Roar because we don't care. Our Roar target is like a crit anyways or a heal, which is enough. It's 25k shield, and we get it back. We'd rather have the draws to get our pieces because we're very lethal. Instead of the second Izasao, we're also running 1 Revertis, and the Revertis will serve as our counterblast user early in the game. Other than that, the build is pretty sound. Pretty damn sound. So let's Shoj it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to just call Ogijishi all day. Like, It's just that simple. I just want to call Ogi. Is that wrong? 38th. Mid-tier. Mid-tier. Am I actually 38th though? Hey yo, that's not good. PP passed me. Alright, let's fuck him up. I don't know how many points I'm behind. And I don't know how the queue times are going to be today. I hope not too bad. Yeah. Alright, we're in already. Let's go, boys. TTV Maxorman, a master rank player. I'm not familiar with them. Alright, watch me lose the die roll. Watch. There's no one better. There's no one more skilled. God bless! Alright, this hand is ass. Ass tier. Ass tier, for real. God tier. God tier! Let's get near about. Oh my god, I'm so good at drawing cards. Okay, so Shoujo's always unprecedented, or Shoujo's always the discard. We do want to get rid of it because we can recycle it, and we can't really do anything with it in hand. So you're gonna see it go, and we get two insane targets. We get the Tsukio, goes into Soul. It's gonna get us another rear guard. They're gonna get us another Soul, rather. Sorry, but another card in Soul, so that could be unprecedented if we're goated. It's a trigger. Unfortunate, but it's fine. It's only a draw. And we pass. I like Shoujo's first turn because you still do something, but you pass immediately after. And are we about to see Ovalodo? Varga. Fuck. Thank God we're going first. Holy crap. So, Varga in its current iteration does not have Rakshasha. So, like, it actually is deniable, and you should focus on denying it as much as you can. But I think I can actually roll him, so let's see. I may be wrong, but I feel like I can roll him. Yeah. We can take 1 damage. Sure. Go for it. No crits would be nice. Don't reward the Varga players, please. If that's a nice Shenry, you better have an order, or that is not resolving in a million years. Good thing we have a defensive already. In this particular circumstance, I don't mind ditching the critical because I'm going first. And I just think everything in my hand is like really good. So I'm looking for maybe like I'm looking for a few different cards. But unprecedented mainly. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna soul charge it. I'm gonna call. I like to call Kunai in back of Van. I feel like it's the best position for long term, especially when you know you're calling a full board. So second Tsukio goes in, deck thinning. We got our Shoujo, so that's huge for us. That's actually huge. The next step would be to call this, I believe, just to guarantee our options. So we get okay, so we don't get an unprecedented. We can get it next turn. We don't really want any of these pieces because they're actually quite good to draw. So we would rather get rid of some pieces. Getting rid of some pieces would be like this one. Okay, so now we're going to go for this. Soul charge 1. We get the unprecedented. Okay, that's goated. That's actually goated. Let me see if we have any cards we actually want to call off this. I mean, we don't. It's actually a waste of a counterblast, so I will not do that. I will not activate it. Though Revertus is a good card, I don't want to do that. So I'll be calling a grade 1 behind here, and everything hits extremely good numbers. This is not fun to guard, let me tell you. And now I didn't even use the counterblast. I don't really care. I don't really care about being low hand. Everything here bounces to advantage. I don't want to lose this counterblast I have either. Both of these hit over 15k, so it's kind of cooked. Only need the counterblast for Revertus if you don't have a board like in a hand like this, but this is good enough. Over trigger. So it's debatable actually who you give power to, but okay. When you're the Shoj man, you just do it. You just do it, bro. What's funny is that he's gonna guard this, but it's like 5k shield. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want guaranteed advantage with Drag Vita. When you don't get guaranteed advantage early with Drag Vita, you end up getting really punished. So you don't want to get a chance where like you don't get an offensive, he gets another defensive, and then you have to drop. And then you just have an attack that doesn't hit. This is a guaranteed 5k shield. Guaranteed. Yeah. So he does in fact have the Fall Heart. Impressive, impressive. What are they saying? I am good at this game. Top of the world, baby! Critical trigger. Top of the morning, boys. Top of the morning to ya. No heals? He doesn't need heals. Don't give it to him. X gon' give it to you. Gon' give it to you. X gon' give it. Yo, my opponents. Anybody want to come to my opponent's funeral with me? I think we're at my opponent's funeral. JK, no, I'm respecting him. He's a good player. He just got absolutely sacked and can't run Drag Vita himself. So I feel the pain. I don't know how much that 10 cards in hand is going to help you, boy. Like, effectively, yeah, pushing 4 damage in 1 turn is good. I heard from a friend. Also, denying Shenri is extremely good, I heard from a friend. It's like, ideally, he just swings here and thinks that that does something. Yeah, I think you're responding to the crit after the overtrigger. Yes, in fact, I'm good. Yes, my opponent is giving me damage. Does he have neurons? Not sure. We didn't check. We still don't know if he thinks he can survive this. That's kind of brazy, bro. I've seen some brazy stuff in my life. That's brazy. That's actually brazy. Brazy. All right, let's do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Fuck the crit, I guess. Fuck the crit. Who cares? Who cares? You just draw Caliburn. Just draw it, bro. Just draw it, 5 head. Just give me a booster. I don't even need it. Fall Heart, why not? Yeah, more shield. Yeah. That's insane, bro. Okay. I don't even need it, bro. I don't even need it. So, 1, 2, so I have a board next turn. 3. Say goodbye to your booster. Peace, my G-code. Alright. So this is where shit hits the fan for my opponent. In this particular case, I will call this Sorobara Stoichi. Alright, time to crash out on my opponent. He thinks that he could stop this. There is no way, my friend. There is no way. Could have activated a kunai there. That's an option. But I think our board is just so good. It's just so goddamn good. We're going to swing here because this 18 could be followed up with Vanguard swing, whereas the other 18 is not going to be followed up with Vanguard swing if he gets a defensive. So this is like where, yeah, this is where I murder my opponent. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yup. Garden early. Don't blame him. I would too in that spot. But hey, fuck it, we ballin'. Honestly though, I feel an over trigger on top of this deck. Like I could feel it. The game is like, I'm gonna cook you. I'm gonna cook you. Suck one. Suck two. Honestly, not even the right side. Call, call. Call. And some skills active. Oh, look at that! Look how much skills on standby. That's crazy. I love Shoujo. Compared to Vargo where you have no skills. Bye-bye. And then Koro. We will activate this or else we won't be able to activate the next Tsukio to do the 6th attack. We kind of like giving it here because that's a nice number, 28 I heard. And then we will counter Chajoichi. Alright, and unprecedented draw. So last OE I think, right? We like the Soul Blast OE because it recycles to hand. And yeah, we just... Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, check my board. Check my hand. Check my board. Alright. Lit. He's not guarding. I like it. I like not guarding. Oh, Critical Duriga. How nice. I shouldn't even give it to Van, but I'm such a BMer. I love BMing so much. BM! BM crash out. It's not a heal. Until he dies. Come on. Fucking die already. I gotta drink every time I win. I'm the drunken fucking ninja, bro. I'm the drunken ninja, bro. So how was that? Did I prove my point, or? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting back watching it with you at wherever you're at. Yeah, there. Yeah. Streamer buff. Yeah. This is actually a prayer that I'm doing right now, this dance. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do it at BSF, bro. What are you talking about? Like, all you gotta know is that the lines are ingrained in my head, and every time I play a game, it's an experience point. I just learn how to do the same shit better. But also, yeah, it also allows me 37th. Yeah, 37th. Yeah, we went up a rank. So good. So good. So good, bro. To go up a rank like that. I mean, we never stopped balling. I don't want to queue up into the same guy again, because then he's going to rage beat me, like, for no reason. I'm not down. I'm really not down for the same dude again. Fuck it. No fear. No fear. Shoujo. I actually didn't say... I don't think I said Ogijishi once, bro. That's crazy. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm just Ogijishi rotted. Maybe I... Too much Ogi. Too much Ogi, not enough Jishi? Oh. Okay. We've been matched. Nana ya? So what is it? No or yeah? Alright. So we just went scissors. But now we're going rock. Because Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne fucking Johnson, bro. Alright. The Rock. Fuck. We trusted The Rock. Alright, we're going second. So we get second gameplay, we get first gameplay. Opening a kunai second is not bad. I have a 1 of Revertis fucking Impaldio! Ah! I hate Impaldio so much. Now I get to crash out. This Unprecedent's might come in handy though. Low-key. Fucking hell, man. I hate this deck. I really don't like playing against this deck. I really hate it. It's not fun. My deck is not fun either. But yeah, this deck is not fun. He also has the retire option, so I have to be extremely careful. Okay, we don't need double of this. Even though we could recycle Persona, there's no reason to get rid of it specifically. Yeah, top 5 first. Yeah. Same shit, different day. Same shit, different day. We bind in. I'm gonna soul charge because we have the most amount of targets in the deck currently. That is not the card that I... So unfortunately, bro, that's crazy. You can't rush Impaldio, but like I could put the Vanguard, I could put this in the back row because it's like a good investment. But he's not actually, like, I actually risk him popping it, so I'm actually not gonna do that. If he doesn't want to gauge, fuck it, don't take the gauge. He's gonna want to gauge, so you can't even say that you should, like, there's no way to rush this deck. You need to have 18k columns. Well, of course I'm gonna have it, bro. Anyway, draw trigger is nice. Into Keen Run is very nice. Okay, we're just one Jishin away from being the best again. Yeah, because that would have been 18 on 18, and I could have pushed them at 2 without them having any cards in the drop zone. So that would have been interesting. He might have guarded 1 though in that case. Yeah. Would have guarded it, and he would have been Jishin. The good thing is that Revertis gets over defensive, which is very nice. And also, like, double defensive plus 5 is 25k base. So there's not even a point to make a tri-lane. Like, there's only a point to make a dual lane. Not even have pieces that matter. Because like 1 crit, obviously, and he goes to 20. Okay, he wants to give me the damage, that's fine. He goes to 7 cards in hand here. Only has 1 drop zone, so it's not that scary. Okay. Buy lane. We're going buy lane. For sure. I'm about to buy lane. I'm so bad. No. I'm going to discard my Persona Rat. Because, like, Unprecedented's not a bad rearguard in this matchup because it's so just beefy. Yeah, he got a Cycler, which is great for him. Can definitely help him with this early right here. I got a Cycler because my hand is good. Look at my fucking hand, bro. What is this custom shit? Just draw into Ogi. Give me a break. I'd have the most targets now, so let's just do this. I don't think I have any more Isasao, so there's only Unprecedented that really shines here. This is really good. This is really good to have a PG and Soul here. And a Kunai, I can't ask for better than that. Kinran, sorry. I cannot ask for better than that. So, I want to call the Fallheart and not use its skill. But we'll see. The Revertis. Man, I keep fucking up the names. Like, I've never seen these cards in my life. So, 1 defensive, 2 defensive. What am I doing to this guy? I don't really have a grade 2 to put there. I mean, I could Isasao here. So if I go Isasao, 10k, that's a body, and then 2 boosters, yeah, it's not bad. Not terrible. Let's do it. We're fucking balling. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the Revertis no matter what, so like, leave a space open. Get an Ogi here, we're pretty tight. Oh look, an Ogi or a PG. I guess an Ogi because I already have a PG. Look at this colorful hand. Yeah, so we're gonna go for you. I'm lagging a bit. And you because you get power. Crit sucks absolute dick. And then, I mean, we could put the 18 just to, like, push, because, I mean, it's... Are we not going to call it next turn? Maybe not. We actually might discard it for... Nah. Fuck it. We ballin'. We ballin'. We ballin'. What do you mean we so ballin'? Like, defensives are not a thing for my opponent. He will not defensive. He will simply never defensive, ever in his life. We basically were gonna buy lean, and then we were not buy all of a sudden. True story, I was there. Got rid of a crit here that really hurts. I still have 6 criticals in the deck plus OT. So, really good drives here possible. Critical Triga. Deck thinning is deck destroying. We destroy. That's what we do. It's pretty nice setup. So that's 10k. That puts him at 20. So even another 10 will still hit. And if it's not a specifically another trigger, it's gonna hurt. Okay, and that's a one of that I don't want to see. That's really good. That's a really good. I know these kinds of Impaldio players are all playing that retire guy. And something I don't want to see. I don't want to see that shit. At 25 even, but I'm at 33 on 22. See, Revertus is just a really powerful one of in this meta. Whereas like in other metas, you appreciate the consistency of the Iza's house. In this meta, you really do appreciate the power of the Revertus when you don't have that second Iza's house. So like, I don't mind intercepting with my field or losing my front row if it means calling Ogi plus Unprecedented. It's really strong. I could take a Vanguard swing here, no problem. Not much to say. I'm just waiting to see how good of an Impaldio player he is. I'm not convinced because, I mean, I'm high rolling him, of course. Yeah, not much commentary here because I want to see what he does. He's gonna activate skill first, obviously. Yeah. Okay, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's looking for stuff. So here he could find a like. The good thing is that if he finds a shield like that, he won't use it defensively. It's effectively a 15k attacker. Does he have 5 gauge? Is that what it says? Oh, he didn't take it out of gauge. Okay, so he has 5 gauge. So it's effectively a big attacker. However, it will not be used as shield. I will remove that thing. So, yeah. This is going to be fine to take. I don't care, bro. Give me damage, bro. Come on. Come on. Give me some damage, bro. You know I like it. You know I like it. Yum, 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 yum. I love when my opponent doesn't have shield. Am I getting over my biggest worst matchup? Ova Turida. Yeah, we'll take a free turn. The goat is so back. Drag fucking Vita. Bro, look at my VP. We're back? Okay, we're pretty close to 4,700. I was at 4,700 before at one point. So it seems like people have climbed quite a bit. If I'm still 37th or whatever. 37th still, yeah. So, I'm not sure what you guys see right now, but I'm gonna see what you guys see. Yeah. What y'all think? Huh? Yeah. It's what it is. I mean, if you came for a show, that's what we're doing. Jesus. Drag Vita, scary. Oh, matched. What? Oh, it's this guy again. But he's playing Blackmire? So I picked scissors last time and won. So if you don't want to beat scissors and rock, I'll go paper. I'll go paper. Goated with the paper sauce. Alright. We're committed to paper. We will live and die by the paper. We win by the paper! It's not bad. It's like a very good floor. Yeah, it's like a solid floor. Yeah, we got guaranteed Persona Ride Cycle, like that's good. Omina? We're not that scared of Omina. Okay. We already have that in drop, so we'll take these two. It's not amazing, honestly. This has to soul charge something good for it to really be good. That is fine. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's one deck thin. I will take one deck thin. Okay, it's a blank player. Alright. Didn't know. I have a PG. Let me know. I usually roll them going first, so we'll see how good he is at playing against Shoujo. Oh no, my opponent's going to give me a damage. Fuck. No way. My opponent is going to give me a damage. I'm in so much danger. Fuck. Fall Heart. Draw into Fall Heart. I would like it in this spot. Oh yeah. That's really strong. But I have to be extremely careful. I mean, it could prevent a lot of damage if I do it. Yeah. So the idea is we can't hold ourselves back from rushing. We really do have to rush. Yeah. So we got an unprecedented soul and an unprecedented on rear. That is absurdity. Absurd. Absurd, 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 absurd roll. Like craziness. Whoa. Off the fucking rip, bro. Off rip. Off rip 1-up. Look at this hand, bro. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about, my G? What are you... Bro, this is crazy. This is brazy, bro. Like, for real. For real, for real. Like, hey, yo. Just off rip like that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, Rodriga. So 18 will be 18. That's 21. They're effectively the same number. So make this one look scarier because it's bigger, but it's effectively the same number. Draw into shield, which is nice against this matchup. We do like shield. I do have Caliburn in case he wants to damage Naimi, which is the funniest counterplay to damage I've ever even thought of. Here's this a simple 15, but we'll take that 15 any day of the week. Oh, he really doesn't want to live. Oh, this is suicide. This is suicide, bro. What are you doing? This is how you're gonna do it? Suicide by cop? Suicide by waste, like completely wasted ninja. I'm wasted right now. Like this ninja, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't care about my discards when I'm sitting on Caliburn, because I always feel like Caliburn draws me into triggers. So when I discard a trigger and I draw into 2 triggers, I'm like, fuck it. We got rid of the right card. So he's at 3, boys and girls. You know what that means? That means dead next turn. Dead next turn. I'm not even going to use Caliburn to draw. I've never done that before. I've never not used Caliburn to draw. Ever. And it is 100% appropriate in this case. I have never in my life. Oh, he's in a definitely a rough spot. He's in a really rough spot in every way. Because he needs pieces. But what is he doing with these columns, bro? Giving me damage? You're dead. You're dead next turn, then I have PG. You're dead, bro. What are you trying to do here? Is he gonna swing rears? That would be hilarious. That'd be really funny. Nope. He's just going for it. I love it. I love it. I'll take that every day. Oh, he did play in order. Cool. I respect it. Yeah, the game is over. Yeah, the game is over. The game is over. My opponent's going from 3 to 6. We will celebrate this with a drink. Because I am the drunken ninja. But then, you know what happens though? Defensive OT. Ruins my day. It's truly sad. I would have liked to keep the, you know, unprecedented and all that, so like, it sucks I have to drop a 15, right? Kinda sucks. Kinda ass. Kinda ass, because I can activate a lot more skills if I take the damage. That's the crazy part. And I can draw 2 cards, and then I still win the game on the next turn. So, and I can get a heal. And I damage 9. I deny heals. So this is actually somehow fine in this spot. And I don't need that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this is +2, so... Or 3. I don't care. I can heal. Probably. I really don't need Tsukio. He's useless. Now, do I get rid of the unprecedented? He feels like too big. Whereas this one feels useless right now, so I'm gonna have to tell him to huck Toi out of here. Fortunately, he's us out here. You're just useless. Yeah. I mean, what are you even talking about? What is this top 5? I already have Unprecedented. I already have double that, but I don't have Keen Run. So, I mean, Keen Run's not bad, but PG and Soul is really good too. I already have double Keen Run, but having something to call is good too. So, I'll just put it there in case. Actability. Bind. 1. I need 2. And I need 3. Even though I would like to get a 10k shield, it's not going to be necessary for this. 1 from hand, 1 from board. And let's see if we get a countercharger here before we do anything. We do. That's simple. So, yeah. It's absurd. It's absurd. Like, what is going on? What is this? Oof. Alright. No OT, baby. Yep. Oh, a front. Whatever will I do? this. Unfortunately, this puts our Tsukiyos at 15. We could get them different power by calling it and then activating Kunai, but then our Vanguard doesn't hit necessarily. But our Vanguard might not hit anyways if he takes another damage. So let's see, what is the play here? No, it's called. For many reasons, it's called. Because the Unprecedented hits over defensive, the Vanguard doesn't hit anyways that well. So this Shoujo would have been nice to have here. But counter charge. Yeah, we're threatening a lot with our thin deck, so it's okay. Yeah, because this, even if he gets defensive, it hits over, and then the second Unprecedented hits way over, and then, yeah, he's really praying here. This is a prayer. Prayer answered. Prayer answered, my friend. Prayer definitely answered. Damn. 10k shield, bro. Come on. 10k. 15? Okay. He's doing good. He's doing good here. Can't activate this. So unfortunately, I'll lose a key on activation. We will try to make his life miserable here as much as we can. Yeah. This is all we can do, I believe, when he's at 30. I mean, there's no real way for me to climb up that high. Hopefully I don't soul charge or trigger. Crit. Ugh, nasty. Let's draw. Unfortunate. Draw trigger, nice. I mean, I could give it to Van since he no-guarded. But I just tried to. No triggers left. No balls. All Van. No balls, all Van, baby! No balls, all Van. Come on. Hey, don't heal on me now. Don't do that now. Come on. No! No! It's so sad. It's so sad. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is how this game is. This is what happens, bro. But at the end of the day, I still win. I still win. What are you gonna do next turn, buddy boy? What are you gonna do? You got no divine. It's 11 cards. Plus follow-up. Plus double Tsukiyo. Plus 2 open CB. Plus counter charge. Take your pathetic cards back, Kaiba. No, that's not how that goes, man. Alright, so you got 2 evoke. Pretty sure that means he's not going to get another evoke, which would be nice. My opponent has 2 heals out, so he's unlikely to heal here, which is good. We have 11 cards in hand, and I believe 1 of the guy, yeah. So we have 12 cards. Hey, draw 2. Me too, I did that. So the evoke is live. I mean, they're gonna be not so big, like, honestly. They're really not gonna be that Philia, yeah. Yeah, very, very sad turn of events with opponent's 6 damage healing, but thankfully I played around it. Evoke doesn't do anything here. Like, it gives me one more chance to get a defensive instead of him just swinging ban, which is probably the correct play anyways. Like, even with the counterblast, like, swinging, giving me a defensive is not helpful for you. Like this. Especially boosting is not helpful. But 25 to guard is pretty cheap. But I do want to have that. There's just a defensive that just could be sitting right there. So, do I have an out to double to OT if that happens though? PG. I don't have an out to OT, so I should guard this because I need to play around OT. Right? It's still in. Yeah, OT's in. So I need to play around it, or else I'll be very upset. I'll be very upset if I don't play around OT, so there's no way I can lose this. So yeah, I'll definitely guard. Yeah, because if it's not the crit, then I live. If you don't have double PG in hand, you can't play around OT. And if it's not blue, then we're chilling. It has to be like specific blue. Well, this is pretty cute because he gets 4 cards in hand from this, right? Yeah, he's gonna get 3 more, so he's gonna end on 9 at least. He's trying. He's gonna have 8 cards on 5 damage on a Persona Shoujo turn. I understand. I'd be surprised though if he gives me a damage after. So I could actually save my whole hand and then guard his next turn if I need to. Goodbye, Keenran. You were a brave soldier. So this is the timing of the skill, and then I'm gonna bind my rear, and now I get to activate my Vanguard skill if I want, or my kunai if I want. This is the guard step, and then now the opponent is gonna choose if he can divine, but he obviously can't right now. But in general, like this would be the timing. After all this is when I would be able to use my effect. See, I get to activate that, and after I activate those, then he would be able to activate divine. So I do get to suck, and I love sucking. So I play shoujo, so that cannot even be taken out of context. Trust me. Trust in what I say, not in what I am. Won the game in theory, of course. I think he's going to swing with his 43 whatever column, and then he's going to pass. I think that's the play. Then the Evoke doesn't do anything. Evoke literally doesn't do anything. What did Evoke just do? He's going to give me a counterblast. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. So 38, 2 crits. 43, 2 crits. I believe is the number. 43 is 35. 35 is 10 plus 10 plus 5. So. 10. 10, 10, and 15. That's it. 35. And do you dare give me that last counterblast, sir? Do you dare? Are you sure about that? I don't even know if I would take it. Honestly, it's a 10k shield, but it's an extra counterblast. It's a very awkward counterblast if you don't have it. So, I'm pretty sure I'll win the game. Pretty sure I'll win the game. I'll take it. I'll bet. Sure. Mm-hmm. In that case, I could have maybe not discarded it. Hey, what do you want? Persona Raido. I'm lagging a little bit, it seems. We're gonna thin the deck a little bit. We'll take it. We could PG and ruin his day. So we'll activate. Just want to see what I have in here. I've doubled with the back, so front. Okay, I have a call out, which is okay. But actually, I have to do this, and probably the PG. I don't think it's worth, but I could try. Because it's 26, 31 versus 33. Now, the number's too good here. I have to try this. I'm trying to kill here, so. Let's see if we can eat 9 cards. Yeah, would have been nice to keep the unprecedented in that case, if I knew I was getting a PG or something off the top. But we're playing a little bit riskier, because we really want to kill here. We don't want this game to prolong. Let him get shenanigans going. Could have even given it +5, honestly. I'm lagging. This is not good. Alright, let's end this. Take? You're nuts! You're nuts, bro! You're nuts! What? Are you crazy, bro? What? There's no way! Hacker! Nah, I'm kidding, he's not hacking. But fuck, that's crazy. Alright, I will use the cruiser. Damn. Wow. I can't believe it. Double heal on 6? That's crazy. We're lagging a bit too. We're not going to use anything right now. Ugh, that was sickening. That was absolutely the sickest thing I've seen. This game, man. Loves the testing. Yeah, we're lagging a bit. Sorry about the lag. It sucks. I don't know what's going on. Computer's tripping. Yeah, 15k guard. Other numbers won't be so small, though. Might actually time out with the way this is going. Alright, let's make a nice little play here. So, suck, call, 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 call. Alright, we have to be very careful here. We need to activate the soul charge first. We'll call second. Okay. We're still hitting fucking numbers, bro. Don't tell me this isn't numbers. Never do skill. Never do skill. Never do skill. Yes, I did skill. What you gonna do, buddy? 15 for 1 to pass, bro. Come on. 15 for 1 to pass. Let's go. Let's fucking fuck your heal. Oh, PG? You must be confident. What? You must be confident with your little 3 PGs there. Okay, not great. We don't like that. Always doing this. Always. I mean, I'd rather do it like this. Yeah. Because this forces up more cards. There's two cards to guard. I don't know if he knows that there's one more popping out. Because we pop out at your party, we hit the gang. You know what I'm saying? No offensive hurt there. I don't know if he knows the lines, but maybe he does. Maybe he knows the fucking lines, bro. Yo, chill. Do you know the lines? So he needs exactly a 15k. He has it. Fuck. That's not good. That's not good. This is really bad. He has it if he has the 15. This ain't good, fam. This ain't good. But I have to. I have to. I have no choice. Gotta play into it. Damn. It was just enough. He had 2 PGs, a bunch of 15s. I didn't even see him check that many triggers. But I guess he drew them. Tell me he fucked up. Tell me he fucked up. Tell me he kept a 5. Tell me he fucked up. Tell me he discarded his last trigger. Tell me he fucking discarded his last trigger. Come on. He discarded his last trigger, bro. Come on. Tell me. Bro, just tell me you fucked up. Just say it. Just say you didn't know it was coming. Just say it, bro. Just say no guard. Let's fucking go, bro. What the fuck? Fuck your heals. Fuck your second heal. Fuck your deck. And you lost the dice roll. So that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Yo. Hey, yo. Okay. I would say we're back, but we were never gone. Yada, yada. Fuck. Christ. 36. Let's go. What the? Let's go. We're back. We're so back. Alright. Yo. My opponent had the out. He had the out. Just read the card. Yo, the strongest, bro. The strongest. Holy fuck. Bruh. I don't know what you guys see, but incredible. In-fucking incredible, bro. Incredible. Yeah, because, like, he has PG, a dead card that's probably 5 or 0k shield, so, Persona, let's say, and he has a 15, so he has to PG and then do the 15, because the 15 is enough. Yeah. So that's, pretty wild. I'll let you guys catch up in the chat, because I don't know exactly where you're at. That was, honestly, I keep saying this, but the games are crazy, bro. Like, this deck is crazy, the games are crazy, everything's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. I think you guys are at the part of unprecedented swinging, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm just watching that with you. Because that's actually crazy. That's actually brazy, that game. I've had a lot of matchups that I said I really don't like, and I put them high in the tier list. We'll revisit the tier list shortly to really recap on the decks we saw, if I even remember what decks. I know there was Impaldio, I know there was Blagmire, so definitely deserving of their high rating. And then there was like another deck that I remember. But I think we high roll that Varga player? Yeah, we played Varga, we played Impaldio, we played Blagmire, and we did a tier list. So that's a pretty cool stream overall. Like I'm definitely interested in exploring more content like this in the future, because it's not just rank gameplay. It transitions to rank gameplay because I need to play or I won't maintain my rank. But it's not strictly ranked, so that's cool. Yeah, and honestly, I've been able to set up Shoujo 6 attack a lot more, which does catch people off guard, so I understand why that kind of wasn't in his mind, but that's why you don't give me the last damage. You just don't. Don't give me that damage because it'll be the end. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the stream, I think. It was a pretty fun stream. Maybe sometimes I take a break and I come back for like an hour. Just because like it's a lot of games in a row. It's a lot of thinking. So yeah, I just saw the game end, so that's... Yeah, peak. Yeah, it was fucking fun, bro. Yeah, and I'm at 47-22, so that's nice. And I reached 36th, which I was 36, but objectively every day it changes, so... I'm just laughing, bro. Okay, well, wow. That was a really fun stream. Thank you all for coming, and we're going to do a lot more streams, a lot more often. Like, I don't always have time, but I want to upload, and soon I'm going to be uploading to the YouTube channel. So I already have some videos uploaded, they're just not public. So keep your eyes out peeled for that. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to continue obviously running Shoujo, but eventually I'll branch off to other decks. Maybe also do like deck suggestions from chat to know what I should play. If it's like MLB or something, like it has to be viable if I'm playing it on ranked. So we're gonna have to go through the tier list. But ultimately, the tier list proved to be pretty accurate. Now that I'm looking at it, we did see a lot of the top. I mean, we played Shoujo ourselves, so that's top tier. And then we saw Blangmire, which is A. We saw Varga, which is S, and we saw Impaldio, which is also A in the first iteration of the tier list. So anyway, that's about it for me, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and maybe I'll stream again tonight, but I doubt it for tonight because that was like peak. So we'll save it for next.